birthday of Vaginas. This particular woman blows my mind. She was a sex worker. However, she only did sex work with women.
I love vaginas. I love women. I do not see them as separate things. Women pay me to dominate them, to excite them, to make them come. I didn't start out like this, though. No, to the contrary, I started out as a lawyer. But at some point, I became obsessed with making women happy. It started out as a mission of sorts, but then I got involved in it. I got very good at it. Kind of brilliant. It was my art. I started getting paid for it. It was as though I'd found my calling. I wear outrageous outfits when I dominate women. Lace, silk, leather, and I use props, whips, handcuffs, rope, definitely dildos. There was nothing like this in tax law. There were no props, no excitement, and I hated those corporate suits. Although, I wear them now from time to time in my new line of work, and they serve quite nicely. There was no flesh in corporate law, no wetness, no dark, mysterious foreplay, no delicious mouths, no erect nipples. But most of all, there was no moaning. Not the kind I'm talking about, anyway. Moaning was the key, I see now. Moaning was the thing that ultimately seduced me and got me addicted to making women happy. When I was a little girl, and I would see women in the movies making love, making strange, orgasmic moaning noises, I used to giggle. I got strangely hysterical. I couldn't believe that such big, outrageous, ungoverned sounds came out of women. I longed to moan. I practiced. In front of the mirror, on a tape recorder. Oh, 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 oh. Always when I played it back, it sounded fake. It was fake. It wasn't rooted in anything sexual, really. Only in my desire to be sexual. Then one time when I was 10, I had to pee really bad once on a car trip. It went on for almost an hour. When I finally got to pee in a dirty little gas station, it was so exciting, I moaned. I moaned as I peed. I couldn't believe it. Me moaning in a Texaco station in the middle of Louisiana. I realized right then that moans are connected to it not getting what you want right away. Putting things off. I realized moans were best when they caught you by surprise. They came out of this hidden, mysterious part of you that was speaking its own language. I realized moans were, in fact, that language. I became a moaner. It made most men anxious. Frankly, It terrified them. I was loud. They couldn't concentrate on what they were doing. They'd lose focus. Then they'd lose everything. We couldn't make love in people's homes. The walls were too thin. I got a reputation in my building. People stared at me in the elevator. Men thought I was too intense. Some called me insane. I began to feel bad about my moaning. I got quiet and polite. I made noise into a pillow. I learned to choke my moan, to hold it back like a sneeze. And I began to suffer from headaches and other stress-related disorders. I'd begun to lose all hope when I discovered women. I discovered most women loved my moaning. But more importantly, I discovered how deeply excited I got when other women moaned, when I was responsible for other women moaning. I made love to quiet women, and I found this place inside them. And they shocked themselves with their moans. I made love to moaners, and they found a deeper, more penetrating moan. It was a kind of surgery, a kind of delicate science, finding the tempo, the exact location. Or home of the moan, as I called it. Sometimes I found it over a woman's jeans. Sometimes I snuck up on it, off the record, quietly disarming the surrounding alarms and moving in. Sometimes I used force, but not violent, oppressive force, more like dominating. I'm going to take you someplace, lay back and enjoy the ride. Sometimes it was simply mundane. I found the moan before things even started, while we were making salad or chicken. Just casual, with my fingers. Here it is, like that. Real simple, in the kitchen, all mixed in with the balsamic vinegar. Sometimes I use props. I love props. Sometimes I made the woman find her own moan in front of me. I waited, stuck it out until she opened herself. I wasn't fooled by the minor, more obvious moans. No, I pushed her all the way into her